All right, two classic punk rock albums are about to duke it out. One a self-titled debut, one is compilation of outtakes. But what does it matter? They're both gonna go ahead and they're gonna duke it on out. I actually added one last track to one of them, so it'd be equal. How's it going, old schoolers? You're kicking it old school with Russell J.S., and I am your host, Russell J.S. It's been a while since I've done a kicking it old school video. I did a first ever weekly JS video, which, starting February, I'm going to go ahead and bring back the monthly narc. But here's the thing, I went through a hiatus, the last few months, just trying to recuperate. And, I had to go ahead and part ways with my job at the hotel. Wasn't an easy task, but it had to be done. And lots has happened. Remember when I said in the weekly JS video to have prayers for my friend William Gropler, who is battling cancer? Well, unfortunately, he lost his battle this week. He died a few days ago. And, I was going to take the time to just, kick back a little bit. But you know what? I want to do a album versus album, track by track, in memory of William. This is why William was a big punk rock fan. I mean, you want to talk about old schooler? I mean, he used to go to the backyard punk rock parties in LA back in the 80s. He had gone out to like Gazzari's and wherever they would have the punk rock shows and everything. He had seen Black Flag, he'd seen the Dead Kennedys, he's seen Fear. He even saw Green Day and Offspring before they were even famous. He told me about how they sounded, how they were hardcore punk before they ever got signed to a major label. And he said they were great then, but they've been commercialized. But I'm going to go ahead and remember, if you're new to the channel, feel free to hit a like, subscribe, leave comments down in the box below, ring the bell for notifications, and, don't beat me up too bad in the comments. Leave positive, messages, everything like that. So without further ado, let's see what these bad Oscars are and how they rate, shall we? Coming in, we've got the self-titled debut of the Ramones versus Misfits' Legacy of Brutality. Ooh, this is going to be a doozy one, I have a feeling. But we're going to go ahead. I've got the tracks listed. We're going to rate these. Let's see which album is more awesome. And by the way, this is going to be the second time you've ever heard me say a bad word on Kicking It Old School, because one of the song titles has a bad word in it. like Guns N' Roses' Use Your Illusion 1 did. So anyway, let's get started, shall we? All right, first two tracks, Ramones versus Misfits, Blitzkrieg Bop versus Static Age. You know what? I love both these songs. I love Blitzkrieg Bop. I'm a huge Ramones fan. Don't get things twisted. Doesn't matter which of these albums wins. But it's all in fun. I do not hate any of these albums. I love them very much. So here we go. Blitzkrieg Bop versus Static Age. Here's the thing. Blitzkrieg Bop has been overplayed and overrated. I mean, you hear Blitzkrieg Bop in movies. You hear it in television commercials, TV shows. One of the only Ramones songs they play on the radio. So I gotta give the point to the Misfits. Beat on the Brat versus TV Casualty. That's another one they play constantly in some movies. So I'm going to go with TV Casualty. Judy is a Punk versus Hybrid Moments. Now, I listened to both these records last night back to back. And, I was giving it, what I think, everything like that. So now I got to give this one to Hybrid Moments. And I got to find me a better pen. Hold on. Don't you hate that when a pen runs out? Here we go. Whoops, and my phone fell. Okay, let's see. I Want to Be Your Boyfriend versus Spinal Remains. I got to go with Spinal Remains. Chainsaw versus Comeback. You know what? I love both these tunes. I can't compare, so both Ramones and Misfits get a point. Now I Want to Sniff Some Glue for Theme for a Jackal. I'm going to go with Now I Want to Sniff Some Glue. Let's see. I Don't Want to Go Down to the Basement versus Angel Fuck. You know what? They sound pretty good. I love them both. So they both get a point. Let's see. Loudmouth versus Who Killed Marilyn. Again, I got to give them both a point. I love them both. I cannot pick. Havana Affair versus Where Eagles Dare. Again, I love them both, but you know what? I'm going with Havana Affair. Listen to Her Heart versus She. She gets a point. And who is she? 53rd and 3rd versus Halloween. Yeah, that's another one. I love them both. I love Johnny's 3-chord progression on that, and I love Dee Dee's harmony vocals when he goes, then I took out my razor blade, then I did what God forbade. I love that, and I love She, so they're both getting a point. Okay, I Don't Want to Walk Around with You versus American Nightmare. I love them. You know, like I said, I went ahead and listened to both these albums from front to cover, one at a time, and I was judging it as I was listening to it. So you know what? They're both really awesome tracks. I think they each deserve a point. Let's see. Today Your Love, Tomorrow the World versus American Night. Wait, I Don't Want to Walk Around with You versus American Nightmare. Okay, yeah. So the last very, very two. Today Your Love, Tomorrow the World versus Hate Breeders. It is another one that I can't say one is better than the other. They're both equally awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and pick them both. And now for the end result. We've got the Ramones with 9 points. And we got the Misfits with 11 points. So in this round, the winner is the Misfits. Now, like I said, I went over both these records. I listened to them last night, and, I love both these records, but as much as I love the Ramones, I have to say this is a better record than the self-titled debut album. But, either way, I have to do this in memory of William. William was my good friend. I'd known him for over 20 years. I mean, we parted ways a few times over the years, but we reconnected, and we had been reconnected, since 2014. And that was around the time I got on Facebook, and, he was an over-the-road trucker. I'd see him every few months because he was on the road and everything. But you know what? I'm sure he's in a better place, but I do ask all of you out there to please pray for his family. Pray for him, pray for his family, pray for all of us who loved him. He had a really big heart, I mean, he would give you the shirt off his back. That's how good of a guy he was. But at any rate, that is your final result. The Misfits win this round. Better luck next time with the Ramones. And remember, keep it real, keep it fresh, keep it chill. Listen to old school music. Watch old school TVs. Watch old school movies. Play Atari, play Nintendo, play some Sega. And most of all, I wish you all Godspeed. May the force be with you. And may the force be with you always. And remember, keep William in your prayers. Catch you in the next video. And oh, William, since you're watching this video, like we always used to say to each other, Oi!